Hello, and welcome to DreamLadder Capital's Equity Market Update. Let's dive into the key highlights driving the markets for October 8th, 2024. U.S. stocks ended sharply lower on Monday as the Dow Jones pulled back after finishing last week at a record high. The market sentiment was weighed down by a combination of rising oil prices and higher Treasury yields. The benchmark 10-year Treasury yield rose above the 4% mark, a level not seen since August. The Dow Jones dropped 0.94%, while the S&P 500 declined by almost 1%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite saw a steeper fall, shedding 1.2%. The market's attention is now turning toward key events in the week ahead, including the Federal Reserve meeting minutes on Wednesday and the much-anticipated Consumer Price Index report on Thursday. Asian markets are trading in the red, but the mainland Chinese equities are rallying with a 7% gain. All eyes are on China, as the nation's top economic planner is set to provide insights into potential new policy measures. Global oil prices also took center stage on Monday. Brent crude settled above $80 a barrel for the first time since August, as escalating tensions in the Middle East, following last week's Iranian missile strike, raised concerns about potential disruptions to the region's oil supplies. Closer to home, India's benchmark stock indices closed lower for the sixth consecutive session, marking a significant decline of over 5%, hitting their lowest level in more than a month. Losses were led by heavyweights like HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries, and Axis Bank, pushing the Nifty 50 down by 0.9% and the Sensex by 0.8%. On the NSE, 11 out of 12 sectors ended in the red, with NSE Nifty Media being the worst performer. On the upside, the NSE Nifty IT sector emerged as the top-performing sector on Monday. Broader market indices also struggled, with the BSE Mid-Cap down 1 point and the BSE Small-Cap sinking by 3.3%. Foreign investors continued their selling streak, marking the sixth consecutive day of net outflows from Indian equities. On Monday, foreign portfolio investors, FPIs, offloaded stocks worth Rs 8,293 crore, making it the eighth highest single-day sales by FPIs this year. Meanwhile, domestic institutional investors stepped in with record single-day buying, the highest seen in 2024 so far. In corporate news, Ola Electric Mobility are likely to extend its fall to another session, as it was served a notice by Central Consumer Protection Authority for alleged violation of consumer rights, misleading advertisement, and unfair trade practices. In the second quarter, JLR reported retail sales of 103,000 units, a decline of 3% year-on-year. As a result, share price of Tata Motors is likely to react negatively. Modi has retained neutral rating on Tata Motors with target price of Rs 990, an upside potential of 7%. They also expect JLR margins to remain under pressure till fiscal 2026, led by rising cost pressure and EV ramp-up. CLSA had upgraded its rating for shares of Mahindra & Mahindra to outperform and had hiked its target price to Rs 3,400, implying 11% upside. The brokerage said improved scale, superior mix, and better pricing drove auto margins, and going ahead, it expects better scale and average selling price given new models. Citi on Nykaa has a sell rating on parent FSN e-commerce ventures Limited, with a target price of 165, a potential downside of 15%. It expects revenue growth at 25% year-on-year in the second quarter. EBITDA margin is projected to rise 100 basis points on a sequential basis and 80 BPS on a yearly basis. They are saying an enterprise value to EBITDA of 60 times is reasonable. Lastly, the Gift Nifty is trading 50 points up from its previous close of 24,959. Given that global cues are negative, crude prices have flared up, and FII selling has continued, the outlook for today is negative. That's all for today's market update. Stay tuned for more insights, and don't forget to subscribe to DreamLadder Capital for the latest market news and analysis.